1. Curiosity over comfort. Curiosity activates your brain's dopaminergic reward system, the same one triggered by pleasure and achievement. When you explore something new, your hippocampus and nucleus accumbens light up. Curiosity literally rewires your brain for learning. 2. The sleep myth. During sleep, your brain's glymphatic system flushes toxins like beta amyloid, the same waste linked to Alzheimer's. Sleep isn't laziness, it's maintenance. 4 hours won't make you a genius, it'll make you forget one. 3. Feed your brain. Your brain runs on omega-3 fatty acids and glucose. Junk food spikes dopamine but kills focus. Fish, eggs, and greens boost BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, your brain's fertilizer for growth. 4. Learn how to learn. Smart people use active recall and spaced repetition. These methods strengthen neural connections by forcing the brain to reconstruct, not just reread. It's the science of remembering through struggle. 5. Thinking in questions. Questions activate the prefrontal cortex, the center of reasoning and exploration. Every why forces your brain into pattern detection mode. That's where understanding begins. 6. The dopamine trap. Every scroll is a dopamine drop. Your brain's reward circuitry in the mesolimbic pathway learns instant gratification. Smart people redirect it. Less TikTok, more creation. 7. Embrace boredom. When input stops, the default mode network activates. That's the brain's creative engine. Daydreaming, connecting, innovating. Boredom isn't a gap, it's a portal. 8. The solitude effect. Silence triggers metacognition, thinking about thinking. Your prefrontal cortex syncs with memory networks, integrating what you've learned. Alone time is brain time. 9. The feedback loop. Every correction strengthens the error monitoring system in your interior cingulate cortex. Ego hates that feeling. Intelligence uses it. 10. Long-term thinking. The prefrontal cortex matures last. It handles long-term planning. Every time you delay gratification, you train it. That's literally how smart people think ahead. 11. Listening like a scientist. Active listening boosts mirror neuron activity, helping you predict, empathize, and learn patterns in speech. Talking feels good. Listening makes you smarter. 12. Open-minded skepticism. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex regulates belief revision. It lets you question without collapsing your worldview. Dumb minds defend. Smart minds adjust. 13. Emotional regulation. The amygdala reacts, the prefrontal cortex corrects. Emotional control isn't suppression, it's neural negotiation. 14. Body intelligence. Exercise increases BDNF and oxygenation to the hippocampus. Movement literally grows new neurons. Run more, think better. 15. The environment principle. Your surroundings shape your cognitive load. Minimalism frees mental bandwidth. Messy desk, messy cortex. 16. Information hygiene. Your brain treats every piece of input as important. Consume noise, and your focus dies from cognitive clutter. Cure it, don't scroll. 17. Humility over ego. Overconfidence triggers the Dunning-Kruger effect, ignorance mistaken for brilliance. Humility reopens learning loops. 18. Connecting the dots. Intelligence is associative thinking, connecting distant neural pathways. Creativity is when unrelated regions fire together. 19. Curiosity as identity. The hippocampus thrives on novelty. Learning new things keeps it young. Routine kills growth. Curiosity preserves youth. 20. Reading deeply. Deep reading engages the insula and cingulate cortex, the empathy and comprehension centers. Skimming is input. Reading deeply is integration. 21st. The power of writing. Writing activates the reticular activating system, sharpening focus and long-term retention. If you can't explain it, you don't understand it. 22. The reflection habit. Reflection activates the default mode network, linking experiences with stored memory. That's how lessons stick. 23rd. Pattern awareness. Your brain craves shortcuts. Biases are just energy-saving mechanisms. Smart people catch them in real time. 24. Adaptability. Neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire, thrives under change. Rigid minds decay. Flexible ones evolve. 25. Self-control. Every time you resist temptation, neurons in your prefrontal cortex grow stronger. Discipline is neural training. 26. Time mastery. Cognitive load theory. The more fragmented your time, the less efficient your brain. Deep focus sessions boost retention up to 400%. 27. Curated social circle. You mirror the emotions and habits of your group through mirror neurons. Surround yourself with thinkers, not complainers. 28. Teaching to learn. The protege effect. Teaching others boosts retention by 90%. Explaining forces clarity. 29. Managing stress. Cortisol kills neurons in the hippocampus, the memory hub. Rest isn't a break. It's brain defense. 30. Cognitive flexibility. The smartest people activate both hemispheres, logic and emotion, for balanced reasoning. Rigidity is mental weakness. 31st. Intellectual humility. The moment your brain says, "I'm certain," learning stops. Doubt is intelligence breathing. 32. Attention is currency. Attention builds neural density. Multitasking dissolves it. Protect it like gold. 33. Seeking challenge. The anterior cingulate cortex loves novelty. Every challenge strengthens your brain's conflict resolution network. 34. Observation over reaction. The pause between stimulus and response is where your intelligence operates. That second is your IQ in action. 35. Learning from everyone. Empathy activates learning circuits. Everyone you meet is a dataset of human behavior. 36. The curiosity stack. Each why adds another neural link. That's how experts form intuition, through layers of connected experience. 37. Strategic silence. Silence engages your auditory cortex less, letting your executive brain process better. Quiet isn't empty, it's processing time. 38. Attention to detail. Your parietal lobe handles spatial and visual precision. Training observation strengthens problem solving. 39th. Self-education. The internet activates global cognition, the distributed mind. You no longer need permission to be smart. 40. Intelligence as lifestyle. Every thought, every meal, every night of sleep either sharpens or dulls your brain. You are what you repeatedly wire. 41. Emotional patience. Your amygdala reacts in milliseconds. Your prefrontal cortex takes seconds to step in. Smart people wait for that handoff. That's how emotion turns into reason. 42. The rule of pause. A 1-second pause activates the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, improving judgment and impulse control. That second is what separates reaction from reflection. 43. The beginner's mindset. The more you learn, the harder it is to stay open. But openness triggers neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to keep forming new synapses. Smart people protect that flexibility like treasure. 44. Daily reflection. Reflecting activates the default mode network, consolidating lessons into long-term memory. You're not learning from experience. You're learning from thinking about it. 45. The note habit. Externalizing thoughts offloads the working memory, freeing your brain for higher-order reasoning. Writing is off-site storage for intelligence. 46. Mental minimalism. Every unfinished task burns glucose in your prefrontal cortex. Simplifying your goals clears cognitive bandwidth. 47. Curiosity without agenda. The brain's dopamine system rewards novelty even without utility. Pure curiosity keeps your exploratory circuits alive, the ones that make you adaptable. 48. The pattern of failure. Each failure strengthens your anterior cingulate cortex, improving error correction. Your brain literally learns how to fail better next time. 49. Respecting boredom. The default mode network comes online when you daydream. It's where creativity stitches random ideas together. Boredom is the brain brewing something new. 50. Repetition with refinement. Neural pathways strengthen through myelination. Repeated firing wraps them in insulation. Repetition doesn't just memorize, it speeds up thought. 51. Mental endurance. Your brain tires like a muscle. Sustained focus increases activity in the anterior insula, the seat of willpower. Push it, rest it, grow it. 52. Ask better questions. Each question recruits the frontopolar cortex, a region linked to abstract reasoning. Smart people ask questions that stretch thought. 53. Emotional distance. Stepping back activates meta-awareness, mediated by the prefrontal cortex observing emotional patterns. Distance sharpens clarity. 54. Cross-disciplinary thinking. Creativity comes from neural crosstalk, distant brain regions linking unexpectedly. That's why physics inspires philosophy and art inspires science. 55. Reverse thinking. When you invert problems, your lateral prefrontal cortex lights up, problem solving from new angles. Smart people reverse engineer wisdom. 56. Self-inquiry. Self-reflection activates the medial prefrontal cortex, where your brain evaluates identity. The smarter you get, the more accurately you understand yourself. 57. Questioning beliefs. Strong beliefs reduce cognitive flexibility. Smart people test theirs often to prevent mental rigidity. 58. Emotional literacy. Naming emotions activates the right ventrolateral prefrontal cortex, calming the amygdala. Labeling how you feel literally lowers stress. 59. Strategic ignorance. Your brain can only hold 7 plus or minus 2 active thoughts in working memory. Ignore noise. Intelligence depends on attention economy. 60. Mental energy budgeting. The brain uses 20% of the body's total energy. Wasting it on gossip or outrage burns fuel meant for growth. 61. Practice creative friction. Contradictions engage both hemispheres, logic and intuition. Tension builds stronger thought. 62. Silence before creation. Creativity spikes after moments of alpha wave dominance, which arise in silence and relaxation. Smart people know quiet precedes genius. 63. Self-directed learning. Autonomous learners activate the dopamine learning loop, motivation and retention linked. Curiosity is self-sustaining when it's self-chosen. 64. Knowledge stacking. When you combine skills, your neuronal networks overlap. That overlap breeds innovation. 65. The 80-20 awareness. Pareto's law isn't philosophy, it's cognitive economics. Brains crave efficiency. Smart people find leverage points instead of brute forcing everything. 66. Reflection breaks. Mental breaks reactivate glycogen stores in neurons, restoring clarity. You don't lose time by resting. You gain processing power. 67. Managing focus windows. Focus peaks in 90-minute ultradian cycles. Work with your biology, not against it. 68. Lifelong learning mindset. Neuroplasticity declines with age, unless you keep learning. Challenge keeps your brain biologically young. 69. Being wrong gracefully. Updating your beliefs activates the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, which flags prediction errors. Smart people enjoy being wrong. It means the brain just got new data. 70. Teach yourself something new monthly. Each new skill recruits unused neural real estate. Novelty builds cognitive resilience. 71. Value of diverse perspectives. Exposure to difference strengthens the temporoparietal junction, expanding empathy and abstract reasoning. 72. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness thickens the prefrontal cortex and shrinks the amygdala. You don't just feel calmer, you become sharper. 73. The value of slow thinking. System 2 thinking, deliberate and analytical, strengthens executive control. Quick reactions are instinct, slow thinking is intelligence. 74. Minimal multitasking. Every task switch burns glucose. Multitasking drops IQ temporarily by up to 15 points. Smart people single task. 75. Learning how to rest. During deep rest, your brain's glymphatic system clears waste proteins. Sleep isn't optional, it's cognitive detox. 76. Self-compassion. Self-criticism spikes cortisol. Compassion activates parasympathetic recovery, better emotion regulation, and memory retention. 77. Observation of others. Watching others triggers your mirror neuron network, training empathy and skill imitation. Observation is a silent teacher. 78. Curiosity about failure stories. Failure stories teach causal reasoning. Your brain learns what not to repeat. Studying collapse is studying survival. 79. Precision of language. Language and thought share neural real estate. Vague words make vague ideas. Clarity in speech refines cognition. 80. Curiosity over judgment. Judgment shuts the prefrontal cortex. Curiosity keeps it open. Smart people replace "why him" with "how interesting." 81st. Detachment from identity. Beliefs live in neural networks. The moment you identify with them, you stop editing them. Smart people hold beliefs loosely. 82. Avoiding absolutism. Thinking in probabilities recruits the orbitofrontal cortex, key to flexible decision-making. Certainty is comfort. Probability is precision. 83. Curiosity in the ordinary. Every object, sound, and habit hides a system. The more you notice, the more your sensory cortex refines itself. 84. Seeking mentors. Mirror neurons fire when observing experts. Learning from the skilled literally reprograms your motor and cognitive maps. 85. Mental contrast. Visualizing obstacles engages the prefrontal cortex to plan, not just dream. Optimism needs friction. 86. Reframing problems. Reframing activates the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, transforming threat into challenge. How you name a problem decides how your brain handles it. 87. Building a personal knowledge system. Organizing information activates semantic networks, your brain's filing cabinet. Smart people build their own structure for retention. 88. Optimizing your environment. Temperature, light, and air quality affect cognitive performance by up to 20%. Your space shapes your brain's energy use. 89. Routine as freedom. Habits transfer tasks from the prefrontal cortex to the basal ganglia, freeing focus for creativity. Routine builds room for genius. 90. Curiosity and conversation. Asking thoughtful questions triggers social reward circuits. You learn more, and people open up. 91. Humor as intelligence. Humor activates both hemispheres simultaneously, logic and emotion. A full brain workout. Wit is intelligence having fun. 92. Skepticism of trends. Following trends triggers herd behavior in the striatum, a social reward region. Thinking independently requires overriding that impulse. 93. Seeking pattern breaks. Novel experiences release dopamine and increases synaptic density. Break routine. Grow neurons. 94. Practice meta-learning. Smart people study how their brain learns best. Knowing your learning style optimizes neural efficiency. 95. Attention recovery. Nature resets your attention restoration network. Even 20 minutes outdoors restores focus. 96. Mental rehearsal. Visualization activates motor cortex neurons almost identically to real practice. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish thought from action. 97. Curiosity about self-improvement. Self-tracking engages the anterior cingulate, the error detector. Awareness turns habits into systems. 98. Constant unlearning. Deleting outdated knowledge frees neural bandwidth. Adaptation is subtraction as much as addition. 99. Being fascinated, not bored. Wonder triggers dopamine, keeping your curiosity loop alive. The fascinated brain learns faster. 100. Awareness of mortality. Mortality salience increases long-term prioritization in the prefrontal cortex. Knowing time is limited clarifies focus. 101. The endless loop. Learning reshapes the brain through neuroplasticity. Every new skill, habit, or reflection builds new pathways. There's no final version of you, only the one you keep upgrading.